All right, so I'm glad to sit down at this moment with Laila Davis. I am Ronald Davis. I'm a board member for Laila's Love Initiative. I'm also Laila's father. So Laila, you and I have been working on this nonprofit since you were 7 years old, right? And now you're 15. So what would you say is the most significant thing that has resonated with you through this journey?
The most significant thing that has resonated with me throughout this journey was seeing the impact that small acts of kindness and just human interaction can do to fuel our world. In a world where there is so much negativity and whatever the opposite of love is, there is a lot of it. And I feel like us giving back and us putting positivity into our community and seeing what leads from that has been very necessary for me in developing within this space.
Okay. Being young in this space, what would you consider to be one of your most non-light adjustments that you've had to make?
Having to kind of pick and manage my time in a way where it's like, sometimes I have to do work. Sometimes it's necessary to be at a meeting that I might not want to be a part of, or have a conversation that I might not want to have, because these are all stepping stones to reaching my goals. And understanding that and having to adapt within my life as, a sophomore and someone that wants to be very social, and I want to be out and I want to go to the movies and I want to do this and I want to do that. There's not time for everything. So understanding that sometimes I got to take time to, yes, do work, yes, to write, yes, to send an email, yes, to have a conversation with someone who was going to help my goal at the end. That has been necessary.
Right. Understood. Especially going from dad to board member, I can imagine that the pathway has been even crazier. So let's shine light on some good things. In the midst of these last 7 years, what do you think has been your biggest accomplishment so far?
So far, my biggest accomplishment has been becoming more comfortable with myself and like my talents and abilities, and kind of growing into that space, because I am very talented at a very young age, and being able to understand that people will use me for my talents and they will try to quote unquote take advantage or find some way that it benefits just them, and growing into my talents and understanding that, yes, I can do this and I can do that, and I can also do this and I can do that, and I can do everything, but I can't do everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can remember enough conversations and things in that nature about that. But I've also got to see you grow into a space where you have owned it. So let's talk specifics about the initiatives with Laila's Love. You chose all these initiatives. We used to have conversations about what you like and what made sense, and then we had to look at what the world was going to accept. So within the initiatives that you have committed to, let's go with environmental sustainability. Why? Why environmental sustainability? What is it about the environment that you are so connected to?
Well, we all live on the earth, so why not put time and resources into elevating and upgrading and getting the earth back to a point where it is livable and breathable, the air is breathable, I can walk somewhere without stepping into a pile of trash, and where I don't see animals not having the resources that they need that should be available to them because they were here first. So environmental sustainability is important because it's us taking the time and the resources that we have that we may be not allocating correctly and putting it to where it needs to be at.
Okay. On top of sustainability, our nonprofit carries focuses on servitude to the community. We call it neighborly nourishment. What is it about the Neighborly Nourishment Initiative that you have embraced that you didn't feel was going to be so difficult to create?
I feel like the thing about the neighborly nourishment that is difficult is thinking about everybody's feelings towards it and what might work, what might not work. Because I'm a person that really just wants to to put something together and then deliver it. But there's a lot of things that you have to add or take away to make it receivable to the public or to the people that I'm trying to service, because I may not be giving them what they actually need and just what I think that they need.
Okay.
I need to cater to, well, not as much cater, but like speak and engage with my audience in a way that I'm understanding what they need and that I'm getting the resources and what's necessary to deliver.
Okay. So let's talk about the logistics real quick. It takes volunteers, it takes time, it takes strategy, and it takes money. And with money, working in a nonprofit space, most people feel like it's a handout more than a hand up, or more than something that can be utilized to empower the community and make it more sustainable. How do you feel about the process that you've learned about when it comes to funding, when it comes to money, when it comes to grants and things that we all need to be able to live, survive in the world, but we really need to be able to change the lives of those that don't have much?
The process is difficult. The process sometimes feels like it's not going nowhere. Sometimes the process feels like unnecessary steps. And sometimes the steps are unnecessary, to be honest. But it is necessary in a sense where if you do not do the steps, then you cannot receive the funding and the grants that are needed to move forward with your programming. So the process that I've learned, I cannot explain, because if I try to explain it, we're going to be here forever. But applying to grants and meeting people who have opportunities that are available, it's just about taking a step. And taking the step is hard because you know what comes out of taking the step. It's a lot of conversation, a lot of sit-down meetings, a lot of writing. Grant writing can be from 1 page to 50, having to explain every part of your programming and what you're trying to accomplish and who's going to be affected by it and what day, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, what part of Tuesday are you going to try to accomplish this? It's hard sometimes going through that.
Okay.
But it's necessary.
So my last question, well, I have 2 questions, but my last question towards Laila's Love initiative. There's a new, what they call it, a new regime coming in to lead the country. And we know that there is a high anticipation of a lot of things that affect our communities to be negative. We have had many conversations about politics. We've had conversations about the power and how that is expressed and placed. Give me some positives that you feel you'll be able to connect yourself with going into 2025, that whether it be government, whether it be local, whether it be organizations that are going to be involved or invested in Laila's Love. How do you feel about that? What do you think about that? How do you see that in an optimistic perspective opposed to in a negative?
I feel like even though me and you have a lot of conversations about politics, I'm not as much informed as I could be. But what I have understood is that this may be a good time for nonprofits and funding in that way. So that's something that I could possibly link myself to or open myself up to, and mentally, because even just knowing that more funding may be available for our programming and for our initiatives that are upcoming, that might help me be more driven for applying myself and finding these opportunities, because they do exist. And outside of politics, I can positively associate myself with the understanding that this year is going to have similar challenges. Next year is going to have similar challenges to this year. So I'm not going to go into the new year thinking everything's going to be perfect. We're done with 2024, so now 2025. There's going to be new issues. There's going to be the same issues, but I feel like I'm more equipped to deal with them and to move forward in those spaces rather than just being stuck, stagnant, not knowing where to go, not knowing what to do, and knowing that I have my community and my network to also depend on.
Okay. All right. My last question has nothing to do with Laila's Love. You've gotten a chance to be around some amazing women. You have some awesome creatives and professionals that have showed up for you and they've committed to you. You as a person, who are you, and what is it that you desire to accomplish for yourself while you're in the midst of trying to help everybody and be this significant, impactful person?
Well, I am Laila Davis. I am an environmental advocate. I'm a women's rights advocate. I'm an aspiring anthropologist and attorney. I'm loving, I'm empathetic. I am smart and intellectual.
Okay.
And at that point, this is all I know about myself. So I'm still constantly understanding and discovering and exploring different parts of myself and who I want to be and who I am growing and evolving into. So what was the other part of the question? Who am I and
what is it what's your plan? What's the expectation? What do you
want to
accomplish in the midst of you going through this space of impacting the world?
Like just like personal things like that going for?
Yeah, 100% personal.
I want to focus more on videography. I'm very interested in filmmaking and like the script writing. So I want to get more into that and create more opportunities and find more opportunities for me to create film and to create movies and skits. And that's what I want to do, as well as hone my graphic design skills into creating another like business sort of Lay designs. And I want to be in that space where I can use the skills that I have, laser cutting, being able to access and control whatever, a 3D printer. And I just want to use those skills to create things for other people.
Okay. I appreciate this. This is an opportunity. It's our first time really sitting down in a more business focused space. So appreciate being able to connect with you. I have a gift for you for doing such an amazing job and leading this initiative.
Thank you.
This is a small token. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And I will tell you, as a dad, and especially in our life, it's crazy. It's difficult. And to be able to be here with you today and see you perform and me literally just get out of the way is just like me being you being an athlete and me spending time with you day in, day out, and then watching you, whether it be Friday or Saturday or Sunday, go out there and do everything like you're supposed to. So when you're in the lab, in the gym, it ain't fun. And ain't nothing been fun about this process. But in the midst of what we've created and in the midst of what you and the team has been able to do today, you've created something that can run for a long time all over the world. Mm-hmm. And I want you to know that I'm proud of you. I want you to know that I'm excited for you. And I want you to know that after this is over with, you're going to get your ass back to work.
Speaking of running, I also am working on being a track runner. I want to go to the Olympics. I'm going to be awesome and great and look for that. Successful. Yes. Thank you.
Pray for me. And I appreciate you.